Guys, what's good? It's your boy Phil. Today we are talking about the theory, the idea, the thing I see everybody talking about on Discords, on the Shuumatsu no Valkyrie, Record of Ragnarok Reddit. Everybody's talking about this thing, and this is going to be my interpretation along with a few other people. There's a lot of people in Reddit that are putting together nice pieces, nice theories about what the ending animation, the ending song of the anime means, and what secrets lie in that cutscene. Now, I wasn't even gonna watch the ending of all the, I'm one of those guys. I don't watch the endings and the openings. I don't, unless they bang, which the ending is a banger. It's a pretty good song, but this video would not be happening if it wasn't for my boy Cyrus Castro dropping a comment last video telling me about this theory going around. So shout out him for bringing this to my attention. There's also going to be some Reddit posts that I cite, and they're going to be links down below in the description, which, by the way, you should join the Record of Ragnarok Reddit if you haven't already. It's pretty good. It's a pretty nice place. But that's what's going down, man. The ending song, the ending animation for the anime. Probably one of the better things that came from this anime adaptation. And what secrets lie in this animation? Does it confirm the next few rounds of the anime? Does it throw away round 6 altogether, which probably deserves its own video if I'm being real with you? This is a video for sure for the future. You'll probably be coming back to this video, you know, a few months from now when we get round 7, round 8, round 9, all of those. But I think this is big. I think this is huge. So I'm going to put together my interpretation. I'm going to cite a few other ones, and we're going to see if we could get to the bottom of this, because there is some huge shit in this ending. But that's about it, guys. Without further ado, Record of Ragnarok, the ending. What lies inside it? Let's do this shit. All right, what I have pulled up here is the Record of Ragnarok ending animation. You'll see this at the end of every episode of the anime, except like the first one, I think. And what you're gonna see here is still images representing each of the different human fighters in the anime. And maybe gods, we'll talk about that a little later. Maybe some gods. That's where a lot of speculation goes down. And there's still images. One of the themes of the Record of Ragnarok anime is still images and PowerPoint images. You love to see it. Obviously, this one is referencing Lubu. You're going to see they go in order. And once we get past my boy Raiden, who isn't in the anime, they do show Jack at the end, which is cool. But Raiden, no. Things get a little weird, and you see images that, you know, can possibly correlate with different humans and maybe go in the path of the rounds we're to speculate in the future. Now, I know there's this thing called the wheel theory. I don't really know much about it. Maybe someone can, you know, explain it to me down below. But what I'm going to do in this video is speculate based off the images I see. And we'll see if we could piece something together. So first you got Lubu. Obviously, we're going to skip ahead. You see my boy Adam and Eve in the garden. Yes, that's round 2. We know this. You're going to skip even forward. You got Kojiro in the dojo. They're doing sword fighting, all that. That's round 3. We know that. You get round 4. My boy Jack. This is obviously Jack. We know this. And you're going to skip. You're going to get round 5, which is right here. And that's obviously my boy Raiden. That's the first 5 rounds. Now, here's the biggest problem. I'm going to get this out of the way right now. Here's the biggest problem with this theory and speculating for the future for round 7, 8, and 9 and onwards, right? The biggest problem, and this is something, you know, I noted when we first found out this is happening like a few months ago. The biggest problem is that Buddha is fighting Zero Fuku right now, and it's God versus God, right? This is the biggest problem, because this messes up all the matchups. We have an imbalance of humans and gods now, right? And it just throws everything awry. So if we're going to speculate what the next image is, which is these spears, which I've seen a lot of people say this might correlate with Leonidas or Qin Shi Huang. That's his name, right? I think that's his name. Yeah, the Chinese guy. Yeah, that guy. Yeah, those are the 2 big ones that are getting speculated with this image, right? The problem is we don't know what's going to happen with round 6. We don't know, which is something I'm starting to believe in, especially after this ending animation. I'm starting to think round 6, Buddha versus Zerofuku, I'm starting to think that this fight might not count. And I've seen a few other people tease this idea as well. I'm starting to think it might not count. And if that's the case, that's even more messed up. The imbalance of humans and gods is going to be even worse. Is there going to be a new god that gets introduced as a contendant, as a fighter in Record of Ragnarok? Maybe. I don't know. But that is the biggest thing that messes with this idea, with this theory that's going around. For me, at least. It just throws everything awry. Because I've seen some people try and argue this represents Buddha and Zerofuku with like the war of humanity and all that shit, but I think it would be more obvious, right? Like, these images are blatantly obvious. This is Jack. This is Jack the Ripper right here. This is Adam and Eve. Like, these are blatantly obvious references. And if this was referencing Leonidas or Qin Shi Huang, I'd be okay with that, right? But it's just, I think we're going down the path where I think round 6 isn't going to count. I think Buddha versus Zerofuku, whoever comes out on top, and it's most likely going to be Buddha, if he, ends up defeating Zerofuku, or if he ends up exorcising him or sealing him or some shit, whatever happens in round 6, it's starting to look like it's not going to count anyways, and this might be the next round. It might be Leonidas or Qin Shi Huang, or maybe even Leonidas versus Qin Shi Huang. I see one of the biggest theories is that Qin Shi Huang will turn sides and go to the sides of the gods, because that's part of his lore, that's part of his story, right? So that might be something that happens. But for round 7, I feel like this is definitely referencing either Leonidas or Qin Shi Huang. Probably more so Leonidas, because all of those spears, and they have a lot to do with spears and shit. But that's what I think about this. So if we're going along with this ending theory, round 7, either Qin Shi Huang or Leonidas. The next image that pops up is a starry sky. Now, this is Nostradamus. I don't think, this is the most blatantly obvious one. Except the next one's pretty obvious too. Yeah, this is Nostradamus. So round 8 is going to go to Nostradamus. Cool. Nice. I don't know what the matchups are going to be, though. We're going to speculate a little more on after this, because you get some images later which are kind of interesting. But yeah, this is Nostradamus. Round 8 is Nostradamus. So far we got round 7, which is going to be Leonidas, Qin Shi Huang, either or, maybe both. And we got round 8, which is going to be Nostradamus. And the next image we get is obviously these soldiers, which is obviously going to correlate with the boy Simo, who we've actually seen his design already, which is kind of interesting. Round 9, really? Okay, interesting. So these are the most concrete images. These, don't take them as fact that this is what the order is going to be, but these images obviously have correlations with the human characters. This is clearly has to do with Simo, right? And the previous one has to do with Nostradamus. So, I think this is, out of everything I'm going to say in this video, I think this is most likely to happen. Like, this order is most likely to happen. It just makes sense based off the images, based on the order we've seen them, based off the song, too. The way the song goes, I'm not going to play it because I don't want to get striked, but the way the song goes, it's a chill vibe when you're talking to, which is another thing I'm going to talk about in this video right now when we get to the next images. The vibe of the song is really chill until we get to this exact still image, this one right here. The vibe is really chill, and this probably represents the humans. But as soon as you get after this Simo image, we're going to get this stormy cloud. That's where the chorus and fucking drums and all that shit start popping off, right? Now, like I said, everything up until this point is pretty concrete. The spears represent either Qin Shi Huang or Leonidas, the stars Nostradamus, and the soldiers Simo. We know this. That's almost facts, like I said. Now this, I'm going to make a bold prediction. I'm going to make a statement. I think this has to represent the gods, and I think it has to represent the gods in the exact order they're going to fight the humans. That's exactly what I think is going to happen. Now, the matchups might get a little fucked up, because I did speculate a few matchups before, previous obviously before the anime came out, right? I was like, oh yeah, I would want to see Odin fight Simo, right? I would want to see Loki fight, I don't know, Soji Okita, right? But I think these next 3 images are going to correlate exactly with the human that is going to, that of the panels we just saw. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. But Stormy Skies, the Susanoo, right? Obviously the god of the storm. So would that mean Susanoo is gonna fight Leonidas or Qin Shi Huang, or maybe both? Right? What if we had a 2v2 fight in Record of Ragnarok? Is that something that could happen? Maybe. To balance it out, maybe Buddha's got to fight again with, I don't know. Maybe that's something we could see happen. I don't know. But if this is going to correlate with anybody, I've seen people argue this might correlate with a human, but I think even if you just listen to the song, like the chorus fucking picks up right here. I think this represents the gods, but that's my opinion. It's my video. So I think it represents the gods. I do. I don't know. I don't have a reason, but I think this relates to Susanoo. Now, the next image, can I get it? Yeah, this is the fiery one, right? Or is this the blood? They look exactly the same. The fiery one. I'm going with Apollo. I'm going with Apollo. Part of like the sun, like deity, Greek mythology type thing going on there, right? Would that mean Apollo's fighting Nostradamus? It might. It might. I don't know. But I see the thing with these images is there's no clear correlation. Like, you could say this correlates to anybody. You could say this correlates to fucking Anubis or somebody, bro, right? Like, you could say this correlates to a human or something. I've seen that argument. But it just doesn't make sense to me, man. It doesn't make sense. Why would you tease all the human fighters, right? Why would you tease all of them? Why wouldn't you want to tease some of the gods as well? It just doesn't make sense to me. So that's why I think this might correlate to a god. I'm going to go with Apollo for the sake of this video, for the sake of the Reddit post that I linked down below. I'm going with Apollo here, and I've seen people say this correlates with, I gotta read the post, hold up. And then we were thinking the blood was gonna correlate with Loki, which is weird. Why would you want to have Simo fight Loki? Doesn't really seem like, you know, a really good matchup. I don't know, entertaining was the word I was gonna use, but no. It doesn't really seem like a good matchup, to be honest. But then again, when have matchups in Record of Ragnarok made sense? You had Adam fight Zeus. Those guys, like, they don't look like they would fight against each other. You had Jack the Ripper fight Hercules. So maybe Loki and maybe Simo is the counter to Loki? I don't know. But if you put these 3 images with these 3 images and combine them, that's the order you get. Those are the matchups you get. I'm not 100% on, like I said, these 3 images, the storm, the fire, and the blood. I'm not 100% on these because it's kind of, you know, it's kind of out there. And I was personally wanting, like, Leonidas to fight last, you know? But what can you do? Those are those 3 images. What do we got next? What is the next image? We get this. Oh yeah, we get these feathers. Yeah. So these feathers possibly correlate with Beelzebub because you got these wings. Can I pull the wings up? Yeah, you got these wings, and obviously Beelzebub is another word for the devil, I think. Fallen angel type thing going on. So that's why you have these. I'm not 200% on this one. They might just be there just because, but I don't think anything is here just because in the final, right? So this might correlate with Beelzebub for possibly round 10, or maybe this correlates to something wild happening. I don't know. We still got a lot of the trailer to go over, and there's some wild shit that happens in the trailer. If we look at this kaleidoscope, honestly, I don't think this means anything. I don't think this means anything, dude. I really don't. It's supposed to. I don't know. And then you get the scenes of the church, and you get the scenes of Brunhilde praying over here, which possibly she might die if we skip to the end. I won't, but Brunhilde might die. Did this trailer spoil the whole series, man? I feel like they put way too much in this ending, dude. This is on some Attack on Titan ending type shit. Remember when the Attack on Titan trailer, or not the trailer, the ending spoiled like the whole anime, bro? Spoiled the whole series? That's kind of the same thing they did with this ending. Like, there's so much in this. There's so much new stuff. But anyways, let's continue. you have these images, right? Images of locations. So you have this temple here first. This is the first one, I believe, right? Yeah, that's the first one. Then you're going to get a forest here, which is image number 2. Keep count, right? Keep count. You have this area over here, which is image number 3. These ones are, I'm so stuck on these. I don't know about these images. I'll be real with you. I don't know. 4, you have this this area over here, which a lot of people are thinking looks like Britain, like might correlate with Jack the Ripper. I don't know. I was getting weird like gothic vibes from these buildings, like on some Bloodborne type shit. I really don't know about these buildings, but that's a fifth. No, that's the 4th image, I think. And I think you get one more. Oh no, that's it. And you have an explosion. You have Brunhilde's eyes. Then you have Brunhilde over here. You have Brunhilde in an abandoned Colosseum. The Colosseum got wrecked, and she just disappears. She just disappears completely. Why? And that's how it ends. That's how the ending ends. So I'll be honest with you, those 5 images, those 5 or 4 images, however many there were, I don't know. I have no clue what those could mean. I've seen people speculate that they just represent the first 4, which is okay, I guess. I've seen people speculate they represent the next 4 after the 3 that we already discussed. Leonidas, Simo, and Nostradamus, right? That could possibly be it too. I've seen people speculate these might be the gods. It could be that as well. But this is the one I'm more interested in. The fallen Colosseum and Brunhilde just disappearing. Because we know through the Voland and in the series, well, maybe not now because there's an imbalance of gods to humans. Like I said, the thing that fucked up the whole series. Brunhilde might not have to become a weapon, but we can assume that she's going to become a weapon at some point, and that Brunhilde might die. And this ending is kind of wild. It's really cryptic. It's really cryptic. But she might fucking die, dude. I mean, she just disappeared right there. She used the green glow. The green glow represents the Voland. I don't know, man. I don't know. That's the ending, though. I can't tell you anything about these images though, because I just, they're too cryptic. They're too cryptic. These images are way too cryptic, man. I've seen people say this represents Leonidas. I've seen people say this represents Adam in the forest, or that this might represent Tesla because they're like Russian trees or something. It's too vague, dude. It's too vague. Like this represents maybe like the architecture. I don't know what the architecture is. I don't know if it's Japanese or Chinese, but it might represent Soji Okita. It might represent Gintoki, who's coming at some point. I just don't know. I don't know about these images, man. But Brunhilde might die. She might die, guys. She might die. But that's the video, man. If you want to take points away from this video, just know a few things, right? Here's what you can take in the most certainty for, like, take this, I would say at like 50% certainty, is that the next fight might be Leonidas or Qin Shi Huang, and after that it might be Nostradamus, and after that it might be Simo. These are the things I think everybody who's watched the trailer is in agreement with. I think we all believe in the same thing right here. As for the next 3 images, the storm, the sun, the fucking fireball, and the blood, this is where things get a little more speculative. I would take this at like 20% maybe. These might represent the gods, like how I was saying. It might represent Susanoo, Apollo, and Loki. It might represent other humans. I've seen this get tossed around as well. But it's out there. I don't know if this is the matchups, like the 3 versus 3, like how I was saying it, or is it, I don't know, 3 and then the next 3, something like that. Who knows? But it's too speculative. And then you have those next 4 images, which are the buildings and all that, the locations. Maybe they have to correlate with possibly the next set of 4 fighters, because there's 13 rounds, possibly more if round 6 gets canceled, which I'm starting to think round 6 might not count, especially after this trailer. In this trailer, there was no reference at all to Buddha and Zerofuku. In my opinion, you can believe that the spears represented them. That's good. But in my opinion, this trailer had nothing to do with Buddha versus Zero Fuku. And I have a feeling that means the round is going to get canceled. So we'll see what happens. We still have that round to get to. And then lastly, last thing to take from this ending, this Colosseum, man. Is Brunhilde going to die? She very well might. Guys, that's the video. This was a fun video. Let me know down below your ideas, your theories about what you think this ending all means in the end. Like I said, this is a video that we might look back to in a few months where we're like, damn, that's what that meant? Holy shit. I feel like this ending had way too much. I feel like it spoiled way too much, dude. Way too much. But we'll just have to wait and find out. Do let me know down below. Go check out the Reddit if you haven't joined the Reddit already. Go check out the threads that I linked down below. Shout out you guys for having wild, crazy ideas out there. Shout out for you guys for actually noticing, actually watching the ending. Because I didn't. Shit, I wasn't going to watch it. But as always, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.